been doing it for about a year, and it's still just your friends and family, or if nobody's ever come up to you and said, hey man, I like what you do, then you got to think about whether it's working out or maybe you want to change something. I was all over the place doing different material all the time, and I saw a lot of guys just hone a really tight 7-minute or 10-minute set, and I'm kind of wishing I had done that earlier, because that can go a long way, especially if you're in LA or New York, you know. I mean, don't be afraid to do the same material again. A lot of people feel like they don't want to do it because they're afraid that somebody's going to see who was there last time, but if it's good, people will hope that you do it again because they want to see it again, you know. I did a show at a bar where they bust in all these USC kids. It was here in LA, and they were all drunk and everything, but they were behaving themselves, and the owner of the bar was English, and he wasn't a football fan, but the whole idea was that they could watch, you know, the final game of the season, and the guy cut off the game about, you know, with about a minute left, and even though everybody pretty much knew who was going to win, but they wanted to watch the rest of it, and then the guy's like, go, go, you know, he was trying to overcompensate. He didn't want to have any space between the show, and so I had to go up there, and at that time, that was about 12 years ago, I would do this whole thing where I would start, and it was 3 minutes before anybody knew that I was a comedian, and man, people were throwing chairs on stage. There was a drum set behind me for the band that was going to go on, and a big stool just crashed the drum set. The poor sound guy became the bouncer, throwing people off stage. And of course, that's the one that everybody, there was a guy from the LA Times that was there to do like a little article, and then there was agents, I mean, that's the one that everybody showed up to, and they got to see me do a couple minutes, and it was just, I walked off. I just said, yeah, this is a joke. The second show Saturday night in Seattle a couple weeks ago might have been one of my favorites. I think Seattle's a great town. I just like when, because I do music, so I like it when you're in a town that is used to seeing music, because you kind of got to know what it is that somebody's making fun of before you can laugh at it, you know. So any place like that, you know, Nashville's another good one. Towns that are used to seeing, you know, or like in LA, this is where I started, and that's kind of where I got my whole act, was from going around seeing people do the whole singer-songwriter thing, and then I was trying to do a sort of a satire of that. Usually awkward situations, being privy to two people talking and knowing that neither of them understand what the other one's talking about, especially if it's something sexual. I'm Henry Phillips. You're watching 5 Questions. Thanks for taking the time to listen to what I have to say. And come see me at a show if I'm around your area.